Hey everybody, I'm ZombieJohnny, and yes, unfortunately, I got burned on Amazon. This is Hipira. And once again, before we get into it, this is going to be a cover-to-cover complete review, so spoilers ahead.
Hipira is written by Katsuhiro Otomo, illustrated by Shinji Kimura, and published by DH Press, which is a division of Dark Horse Comics. Hipira was originally published in 2002. Otomo and Kimura met on the production of Otomo's 2004 animated feature Steamboy. So while Steamboy was still in production, Otomo and Kimura used their free time to collaborate and publish a book. I have wanted this book for so long, probably back in my college days, so somewhere around 2008 or 2009. And that is around the time that I learned about this book. Of course, it wasn't on any bookshelves at the time, and I probably wasn't looking in the right places. It's a children's book about vampires and ghouls, and it's written by Katsuhiro Otomo, who is the writer and illustrator of my favorite anime and manga franchise, Akira. It's Halloween themed and written by the man himself. Yeah, come on, I had to own this. And to be burned like this just breaks my heart on so many levels.
Who's got two thumbs and is a big sad man? This guy.
This is really the first time that I have ever been burned on Amazon by purchasing used books. The way that I completed my Full Metal Alchemist series was buying most of them used, and all of those issues that I bought were in amazing condition. Maybe a touch of page yellowing, but other than that, they were in immaculate shape. This is truly the first time I purchased a book in quote-unquote very good condition and received something that was in poor condition. I also could have gone the eBay route and got something that was almost in new shape, but for some reason I thought my best chances were on Amazon. This book was obviously owned by a nice little family with kids. Then they brought it to a used bookstore only to be resold to yours truly. Anyway, let's move on to the review. Hipira opens with the introduction of our main character, Hipira. He is a vampire who lives in the small town of Salta, or as the back cover calls it, Saruta, which really is the Japanese pronunciation of it, but I feel there was a little bit of a missed quality control there. Anywho, Salta is a town full of vampires surrounded by a high wall where the sun has never shone. The Tale of a Soul. The story opens with Hipira talking about the town elder who has been in his castle, but there have been strange lights glowing from the top. Hipira decides to climb to the top of the castle and investigate. As Hipira reaches the top, he finds the town elder spinning some sort of contraption, creating a tornado of light. Hipira assists the elder in creating this vortex into a sprite. They spin faster and faster as the sprite begins to form. Then, plop. The sprite falls flat on its face and the town elder is devastated. His sprite creation fell out of the vortex without legs, meaning it was a failure. Even though the sprite was a failure to the town elder, Hipira gained a new friend. The sprite's name is Soul, and of course the two of them cause a ruckus and they are up to no good. Cock-a-doodle-doo. The second story opens with Hipira and Soul, and of course they are up to no good. This story is much like The Boy Who Cried Wolf, but instead of a boy, it's Soul who cried sunlight. And this is where my tragedy strikes. The book is absolutely decimated on the final page of this story. It looks like it was stepped on, crumpled, and then placed back on the shelf and compressed that way. Not much I can do to fix this, just have to live with it. The Frog Prince. The Frog Prince opens with Hipira and Soul walking into the forest, only to find a briar pixie who is sad, sitting on a lonely little stump. The pixie explains that the oldest briar tree in the forest is dying because the river that flowed past it has all dried up. Hipira and Soul go to investigate, only to find a giant toad blocking the river from flowing. This toad then quickly tries to gobble up Hipira and Soul. As they are about to be devoured, they chomp onto his tongue, which makes the toad flinch and release them, which also makes the toad leap, and opening up the entrance of the river and making the river flow once again. The pixie is elated, and the Toad Prince retreats in defeat. School is fun. This is a short little section and you get to see the OG vampire Dracula himself. This story is just a little prank that Hipira and Soul play on his class. Hipira and Soul trade places and fool the class so that Hipira can play more pranks on the town. A New Friend. In the final story of the book, Hipira and Soul are hanging out with the town elder, and then suddenly a meteor comes crashing down, shattering the protective glass that covers Salta in everlasting night. A single beam of light comes through, and as it turns out, it starts a fashion rage and all the vampires start wearing sunglasses. The meteorite in the center of the town suddenly sprouts a little leaf. Hipira and Soul decide to water it, turning it into a giant beanstalk. As Hipira and Soul are climbing up the beanstalk, they notice strange fruit with little babies inside. The babies then hatch out of the fruit and start furiously eating the beanstalk. At this rate, they're going to devour the entire town. Then, out of nowhere, an alien vacuum bursts through the hole where the sunlight is coming through and sucks up all the little baby fruit demons, and then disappears back through the hole. As Hipira and Soul are leaving the beanstalk, they stumble upon one last little demon fruit baby. Aw, so cute. They take the little demon fruit baby by the hand and walk off into the night with a new friend. The end. Now let's move on to the anime adaptation. Hipira was adapted into 12 5-minute episodes that apparently aired over the course of 5 days on NHK BS2 channel in Japan. These 12 5-minute episodes aired in December of 2009. The series was never officially translated, and all you can find is low-quality fan subtitled rips on YouTube. It's a cute little 3D animated series, and there isn't much else to say about it. The final episode that takes place are new adventures of Hipira and Soul, and that's about it. So, let's move on to the illustrations. Shinji Kimura is a highly respected film production artist working on films such as Lupin III, My Neighbor Totoro, and of course Steamboy, where Otomo and Kimura met. His illustrations for Hipira are absolutely fantastic and very fitting of the style and overall horror Halloween-y aesthetic. All of the illustrations have these scratchy, sketch-like lines and odd little twists and angles like something out of Nightmare Before Christmas. They are paired with a muted palette that also puts off the strong Halloween-y vibes. If you have watched any of my other reviews on subjects of a similar matter, you know that I'm very much into all things Halloween, horror, or things that are similar to this. So of course I was into it. It's right up my alley. Wonderful illustrations paired with a great little story. It's something that I needed to own. Unfortunately, you heard me whine and complain about it already, but my copy is in rough shape, meaning I'm gonna have to scrounge for another copy, and more than likely let my kids have this one. Thankfully, this isn't a very rare book, and I didn't have to shell out an arm and a leg to purchase this copy. Overall, Hipira is a great little collection of kids' stories that are illustrated beautifully. If you're a fan of Katsuhiro Otomo, much like myself, then this is something that belongs in your collection. If you're a fan of great little Halloween-themed books, I also recommend finding yourself a copy. Total page count, 48. Total volumes, 1. Total score, 3 out of 5.
Well, thank you everybody once again for watching. It's been another great review. We have a lot of reviews coming, a couple of big ones coming, so keep your eyes out for those. I have lots of other content, please check it out. The Last Ronin and Shuna's Journey, both great reviews. In my opinion, I felt like those are probably some of my best work to date, including this one as well, Hipira. So check them all out. I got a lot of music playlists. Check those out. Got lots more coming. Things are happening 2024. I'm ZombieJohnny. Peace.